Greetings, my friends. It's Andrea here with a tutorial video on the hourly aspects for Bitcoin. And I was doing this since a few days now. So I filmed this on May 30th when Uranus enters the sidereal Taurus. So it's a big day. And I got the feedback from some of you that it's not so intuitive, it's not so clear. And yes, I agree, I should present it, I should explain it. And this is what I want to do now with a screen share based on my X tweets that you can see that they are published already, and to tell you how I read it. So let's go into it. And I would like to go into this detail with the last tweets that I have. I don't have too many, just to walk you through on how this should be read, because it's not so intuitive at all times. So first of all, in each tweet, I put a sort of legend here, and this is an explanation of the notation that I use. We do have a day aspect which is bigger in font. It's a 15 size, an Arial 15, and this will be a day level aspect. Each aspect can be either positive or negative. Positive is green and negative is red. I consider 3 flavors of green and 3 flavors of red in order to depict the intensity of the aspect. Again, sometimes this intensity reflects in the magnitude of the price action, but sometimes it doesn't. So it's not a guarantee that if you have 3 pluses, it will be a big pump. It matters also what planets are behind and so on. So the thing is much more complex, and I cannot foresee it correctly at all times. I need to confess that. Now, for people who cannot, distinguish the colors, especially the green and the red, and I know that they are so commonly used by traders and people with experience in the markets, I put an alternative notation with plus, as you see, 1 plus, 2 pluses, and 3 pluses. And I do have also minuses in the same manner, 1 minus, 2 minus, 3 minus. I think this would also help to have a glance at it. And what do we have other notation here? We do have an hourly aspect, which is Arial 10, font size 10. So the smaller ones are hour by hour what happens. Now we do have also a notation that is with white background and with yellow background. White background means market. This is for everybody. It happens in the sky at that time. And the yellow background would be related to BTC. This is really in the horoscope of Bitcoin. In general, whatever happens in the Bitcoin horoscope would be overruling the market, but not at all times. So I would say especially the magnitude will be modeled by the merge between what happens in the sky and what happens in the Bitcoin chart. So let us say that, so to give you an example what I mean, let us say that we have Jupiter. Jupiter is in a very good position in the sky. It has only good aspects, and it should be very, very positive. But with Bitcoin, we have a square, which is a tensioned aspect. It's negative. It's, yes, low intensity for Bitcoin with Venus or with Mercury. So this would mean that we will not have a big dump like the Jupiter, Venus or Jupiter Mercury square, I would say. Yeah, it's not the biggest type of dump, but it will be a negative effect because that Jupiter in the sky is in a better condition. So it would be a smaller dump than usual, so to speak. So this is the way I see them. Now, we do have also the last element for this notation is the fire. The fire is high volatility. These are usually aspects with Uranus, and not only, but Uranus is the most often encountered, so to speak. And for this, you should expect really two scenarios. If we have transaction volume and we have a fire from Bitcoin and from the market at the same time, and they are close to each other in the day, then for sure we will have a big dump or pump. It depends, also on the other aspects that are present in the day and around the fire. If we don't have transaction volume, and there are other, conflicting forces during the day, then this will not happen, and it will be likely sideways like it was yesterday. Therefore, I put this example on purpose. And fire is also the most difficult to predict. Even if I put there a time that is given by the software, it's really something that can happen 14 hours and before and 14 hours after the moment the aspect is exact. 14, it's based on an observation from my side for several months for Bitcoin, and it could be also another time span, but I share with you what are my findings because I don't hunt it so each and every time. And it was only one fire yesterday, so it's so really a pump dump pattern, but it was nothing big also because of the transaction volume, which was diminished at the day level. And why it was diminished? We do have these day level aspects from yesterday. So we have one at 5 and 8 p.m., which is UTC time zone. It's 3 minuses. So this was very intense. It's the Mars-Chiron conjunction. This doesn't mean that it will trigger the drop necessarily. As I outlined, there were two scenarios based on history with the same position of Mars and Chiron in the sidereal Pisces. And it was either dump or consolidation for a longer time period. And we had consolidation yesterday, but also a culprit or a cause for it, a trigger for it, was the other green, not that intense. It's only 2 pluses here. That really happened on the same day, and they merged. There are only, the aspect is exact like 5-hour difference, as you see, between them, and it was overall more bearish. This is something you cannot negate. You can see, the hourly chart, but it was up and down because of the fire, I would say, the volatility that we had, and we didn't have enough transaction volume yesterday. And you might be aware nowadays of the news with Mt. Gox and that really, I think it will be very controlled these days, because yes, we expect bearishness, but it won't be really a big dump. This is something that in such cases, usually it does not happen. Now, this merge or blend of energies at day level, so I always start with the day, is something active the whole day, and it will be stronger in afternoon because the aspects are exact in the afternoon and in the evening. And on this background, which is valid at day level, we start with a dump. This is at hourly level, so approximately then you can expect dump and then pump, and then we do have this dump again with fire on it. So it's like this is the day don't expect the aspects to be to the minute, because they are not usually, but it gives you an indication of the major moves. So how I understand it, again, it's a day that we expect consolidation on. So I warned about it, so like the big picture. And in the day, it's basically up and down. And it's possible, if we have enough transaction volume, to experience a bigger dump at some moment in the day. So we see in the afternoon hour at 2:19 p.m. This can also give you an idea of what you could expect, for example, in a day. If you see two fires on the same day, usually they manifest quite timely, I would say, because the highest likelihood would really occur when the market and the BTC are correlated. Therefore, I give you also this information to say what comes from the sky and is valid for everybody, and what is really in the horoscope of Bitcoin, which steers the whole market anyway, so to speak. This is what I want to share with you, and I want to end also with the with a remark on the other notation that I have, US and China session. I know there are also other trading sessions. I cannot put all of them, but I put them with a single purpose. We do have more and more institutional money flowing into Bitcoin and Ethereum, so into crypto in general. So the more money we have, the more big moves we can expect. And institutional money is the big money, actually. Therefore, during the trading sessions, we might expect more movement. So this would also give you a clue, for example, if we do have an aspect that is, exact approaching, this opening of the markets, it is likely that it will manifest only then. So we also saw yesterday that, yes, we had a bit of dump at the beginning of the US trading session. So if you see, for example, also a big pump in the morning, but it is outside of the trading sessions, you might not see much happening. But still, for a longer term astrological influence, this will happen even hours after, when the trading session is open somewhere in the world. Of course, we see that the US trading session would produce, from my observation, the highest magnitude of movement. Sometimes also AM hour for the Asian part, but usually and more frequently, it is about the US trading session. This is what I wanted to share with you. I hope it is useful. Read it fluidly, like I told you. For me, it is still the feedback that I got from other people, for example, is that it can help with the targets. If you put also these targets, this aspect, the times in AI or whatever, if you have a way to automate it, it can help you with the targets as well, and helping in assessing the order of magnitude, if something is really outstanding or not, or can't be really assessed, and you expect big swings either way, which would be the case of the fire, and especially when you have two fires on the same day. This is what I wanted to communicate, and I hope this was useful. I hope you get some use from it, and I will continue to share this at least for a while, and I hope it will be helpful. Thank you again for liking, for supporting me on X, on YouTube, and on all the platforms here. Of course, I'm very grateful for that. All the best to you, and we see each other with the next updates. See you.